2-1 on the year for my guarantees. Nothing but money being made on this channel on Sports Fan Entertainment. That is our guarantee. I've already doubled my money this year that I put in. Let's go ahead and make some more. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into my 2019 NFL Week 3 picks and predictions. So we begin with the first game. We have the Thursday night football game as we had the Tennessee Titans against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this is an interesting matchup indeed for us Tennessee Titans and Jacksonville Jaguar fans. For everyone else, this is a matchup that they probably don't want to see. And I don't blame you. But hey, this is a game that a lot of Titans fans and Jaguar fans need to see because pretty much both fan bases are going to throw the season out of the window if they do not win this game. Yes, one is on the brink of 1-2 and the other is on the brink of 0-3. But these are two different landscapes right now for both of these franchises. One of them, the Jaguar fans, I mean, they probably don't think they're making the playoffs anyway this year, but they want to know, hey, can we at least go 500? And the Titans fans, we expect to make the playoffs this year. We want to make the playoffs this year, and if we do not make the playoffs this year, we got big problems, and we got to start making some big changes at the quarterback position. So, honestly, okay, if the Titans would have won, if they would have defeated the Indianapolis Colts this past Sunday, in close fashion, as if they were probably going to, or at least they were on pace to do for that game, I honestly would have picked the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this game. I don't think the Titans would have went 3-0 and the Jaguars would have went 0-3. I think something would have had to stop for both teams, even though I do have great faith in the Titans this season and not much faith in the Jaguars this season. I do think the Jaguars would win in those circumstances. But in these circumstances, where the Tennessee Titans are very pissed off that they lost on Sunday, they felt that they lost a game that they should have won. And now for the Jacksonville Jaguars, you look at their defense. They played great last week, but Jalen Ramsey, is not going to be giving it 100%. In fact, he's going to make sure he doesn't get injured this upcoming game. And the Titans have already done a great job against the Jaguars, and that was against better Jaguar teams than this. Like, even last year, the blowout definitely later on in the season, okay, that was the Jaguars team that had given up. But, the Jaguars team they beat earlier last season and then 2 times the year prior is a better Jacksonville Jaguars team than this. And the Titans are a better Tennessee Titans team than those. So I have the Tennessee Titans winning in Jacksonville, getting it done on Thursday Night Football. And even if the Tennessee Titans lose this game, I will not panic. Unless if it's a blowout, even then I probably won't panic. I will think, okay, next game is a must win. We must win now. But I will not panic. But the rest of the fan base, Marcus Mariota may not be able to make the plane back the way the rest of the fan base has been acting on Twitter this week. With that, so we move on to game number 2. As we move on to the Sunday games, we have the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Indianapolis, taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I thought the Colts were going to lose last week, and as I said, heading into the season, I have them going 6-10. I do not believe that Jacoby Brissett is very good. He's playing well right now. He's playing very good right now, and I think that has to do a lot, with as it pertains to Frank Reich. But I think there's a lot of backup quarterbacks in the league right now that are just as good as Jacoby Brissett. Tyrod Taylor is one of them. It depends on the day, but Blake Bortles can certainly be one of them. Teddy Bridgewater is one of them. I think he's just a backup quarterback in this league with, I'll say, starting tangibles in terms of his build, in terms of his arm, but not in terms of him actually being able to read the field very well. But Frank Reich is helping him with that. And now they host the Atlanta Falcons, who really struggled on the road week 1, and they don't look like they're able to win on the road. And we've seen them have these problems in the past. Now, I know they won a playoff game in LA just a year and a half ago, but they struggled to win on the road. And it's just not really working out right now ever since Kyle Shanahan left. I think that's just a problem right now in Atlanta. And I know they beat the Eagles on Sunday night. That was a nice victory. But, I'm just not buying this is a very strong team right now. And the Colts are, they're treading water. So give me the Colts to win this game. I don't feel very confident about this one. Don't get me wrong. But I like the Colts in this matchup. All right, next game we have the Detroit Lions against the Philadelphia Eagles. And look, all right, so I love both of these teams. I have the Eagles going 12-4 this year, being the number 1 seed in the NFC. having more doubts about that as they haven't gone off to the strongest start, but I'll stick by that. And speaking of the Detroit Lions winning the NFC North, right? That is my bold prediction this season, among others, but that is my bold prediction this season. And they looked all right last week. I mean, I told you if they lost last week, I'd be done. And they won for me. So I'm still on that Detroit Lions bandwagon. Don't worry, we're getting on to the Green Bay Packers in a moment, Packer fans. So, I don't have the Lions winning this game. I mean, come on. I like the Eagles too much. I think there's an upset chance here, but this is not a game Matthew Stafford wins. It's just not. I think there was actually one matchup, I want to say 2 years ago. He somehow won in Lambeau, kind of like this. He doesn't do it often. That was like 1 out of 30 times. He doesn't win games like this. So go ahead and give me the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. Although I think it'll be close in a very defensive battle. Give me the Eagles to get it done here. We move on to the next game. We have the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. And we're looking at a 23, last I checked, 23-point spread here. Maybe going to go up to 24 by game time. And I want to bet it more and more. But man, did you see Monday? The Jets stink. And they may actually be the most dysfunctional front office and coaching staff in the league. Whereas at least the Miami Dolphins front office and coaching staff are on the same page. We stink. We want to stink. That's our move. Hey, guys, just go out there and do whatever the hell you want. They're telling Ryan Fitzpatrick, just throw to the other team. We're down for it. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Whereas the New York Jets, apparently Adam Gase is having problems with Greg Williams. They didn't have a GM until like 3 weeks ago. It's just a whole mess. Sam Darnold has been making out with prostitutes. I mean, we got problems in New York. Okay, Luke Falk is starting at quarterback, and he may be better than Trevor Siemian, according to what we saw on Monday night. So I don't think that's actually a downgrade. I'm actually okay with Luke Falk. But it's just a damn disaster. And I thought they'd be 7-9 this year. We're wishing for that. Give me the New England Patriots to win this game and continue their dominance like we haven't seen since 2007. Damn us all who are not New England Patriots fans. Next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Kansas City Chiefs. And all right, more Lamar Jackson fans in my DMs talking this, and that. Well, first of all, I bet on the Cardinals plus 13.5 last week, so thank you, Lamar Jackson, for making that happen. You saw the Ravens come back down to earth a little bit last week. You're going to see more of that moving forward. Now, lucky for them, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, now out for the season. So just because of that alone, the Ravens will not make the playoffs. That is to me. We'll see. Maybe they end up being an 11-12 win team. They look like that right now. I have them down for 10, and I think they'll make the playoffs and maybe even win the AFC North. It depends on when the Browns really wake up. And I told you this was going to happen. I had the Browns starting the season even 1-4, I want to say, and still making the playoffs at 10-6 because they're really going to catch fire soon. Their schedule to start out is just so difficult. I mean, looking at the season coming in, I wasn't even sure if they're going to win week 2 in New York, but luckily New York became a disaster by the second damn week. However, right now, the Ravens are playing well, and I cannot deny that. And this is a game very similar to when the Ravens went to L.A. And I want to say it was in L.A. I'm pretty damn sure it was in L.A. Last year, week 16, it should have been. And they actually pulled off the upset, and they beat the L.A. Chargers, okay? Now, I don't think they'll pull it off, but I think it's possible here because the Chiefs, they're not perfect. Their defense still stinks. Don't let the Oakland Raider game, fool you. Their defense still stinks. They still have plenty of problems on that side of football. I think this is a close game. I think this will be probably game of the week. It's going to be entertaining, and I'm going to be watching it. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs to win this one. But I love the Ravens against the spread, and we'll get to that in a moment for my guarantees. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills. And hey, look at the Buffalo Bills. 2-0, and now staring 3-0 right in the face, winning 2 back-to-back road games. both in New York, both in MetLife, so they didn't really have to go anywhere, but still impressive. Now they host the Bengals, who I thought could do much better. I thought they were going to win last week against San Francisco, one of the few games they'd win this year, but I thought they were going to win. Now they're looking back to being the Bungles. Their defense stinks. And Josh Allen's looking improved. So I got to go the Buffalo Bills to win this game. Still don't love the running game, although Devin Singletary is looking better and better to me. You know, he's a rookie. We have to see more from him, but I'm liking that. I'm intrigued with the Buffalo Bills, and they look like they could be headed for a playoff spot this year, but let's see how this season unfolds. All right, next game, you have the Denver Broncos against the Green Bay Packers. And here we go, Green Bay Packer fans. Sorry, still not buying it. Okay, I had the Vikings beating y'all last week. Okay, granted, y'all beat the Minnesota Vikings. But as I tell you, your offense ain't good. And it was great in the first half last week, and then it was nothing, literally zero, in the second half of last week. So now we're just looking at 4 drives for the Packers all season. 4 touchdown drives, great. They have won you 2 games, have you 2-0, and now, of course, you get the Denver Broncos at home. And I have no faith in the Denver Broncos this season because they have Joe Flacco at quarterback. And until they finally commit to Drew Lock, I will have no faith in the Denver Broncos this season. The Broncos can't even win games at home anymore. Like, the Bears are a respectable team. But that was a game that the Denver Broncos would win in years past. The Broncos, they start off strong every single year, especially at home, and they couldn't even win last week. Joe Flacco stinks. He can't win games in this league anymore, and that's point blank, period. So yes, Packer fans, I have you winning this week, but don't be fooled. I don't have you guys winning this division. I think you guys are going to be plummeting soon, so enjoy your 3-0 start because darker days are ahead. All right, next game, we have the Oakland Raiders, and look at that, I misspelled it. Let me fix that real quick. We have the Oakland Raiders going up against the Minnesota Vikings, and the Oakland Raiders still stink, right? It was a nice victory, I guess, quote-unquote nice, when they beat the Denver Broncos at home week 1. But like I said, they should be the Denver Broncos at home. Every single team in the NFL except for the Miami Dolphins, who right now can't beat anybody. Every single team in this league should beat the Denver Broncos at home. There is not one team in this league, including the Giants, including the Cardinals, who should not have any you could have problems, but who should not beat the Denver Broncos at home. So, the Raiders beat the Broncos at home. Who cares? Okay? Every single team in the league should do that. And then, they face the Chiefs in Oakland. Wait, was it in Oakland? Pretty sure it was. It was. And we're like, oh yeah, those are the Raiders. So, now they go to Minnesota, where Minnesota needs to win this game. I mean, they're fine right now, but they need to develop some damn confidence. I mean, week 1 was a nice victory, but the passing game's it's not good right now. I mean, Kirk Cousins is just not really working out and happening, and I'm very frustrated because I have Adam Thielen in one league, and I'm getting more and more pissed by the week. So let's pray for some Adam Thielen love finally from Kirk Cousins, and they get this passing game going. Give me the Minnesota Vikings to win this game, 28-14, and let me quickly update the spelling of this one as well. We move on to the next game of the excuse me. That's how you know we're live. We move on to the next game. Miami Dolphins going against the Dallas Cowboys. And the Cowboys, right? These are my Cowboys who I have going to and winning the Super Bowl. That is my quarterback, Dakota Prescott. And he's showing you why, and this is also why I had the Miami Dolphins stinking this year, being the worst team in the league. I had some Dolphins fans that had the audacity to tell me that I was too low on the Miami Dolphins, having them go 2-14. Well, let me tell you, 2-14 is looking better and better by the day, by the minute, by the hour, as that may be a pipe dream. I mean, this is the worst start ever. I mean, there's not been a worse start than this. I don't care what statistics say. This is the worst start ever. I mean, this is shockingly bad. I mean, I can put out me and my friends, and we will put up similar to what the Miami Dolphins are doing right now. It is that disastrous, easiest game of the week, next to the Jets and the Patriots. Give me the Dallas Cowboys to win this game in Dallas. And look at that. I have the Dolphins actually getting 14 points. I think they'll finally score something. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous. All right, next game. We have the Carolina Panthers at the Arizona Cardinals. And the Arizona Cardinals look all right. Okay, after their disastrous preseason, after the disastrous start to the first game against the Detroit Lions, they have been performing better lately. You have me intrigued. Whereas the Panthers are flat. They haven't shown up yet. I mean, week 1 was all right. That was about what we expected. But week 2 was just so demoralizing. And I think the Cardinals can take advantage of Cam Newton right now. Give me the Arizona Cardinals to win this game, yes, in Arizona, which is why I like it. And I got burned last week picking teams like the Giants at home, the Bengals at home, and the Steelers at home in games similar to this one. But I really believe they get it done. I like the Arizona Cardinals this week at home. Next game, we have the New York Giants against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I struggled with this one because now the Giants are starting my boy. And he's my boy. And he's been my boy since the draft. I'm not hopping on no bandwagon. I had Daniel freaking Jones as the number 2 quarterback in this draft class over Dwayne Haskins. Remember it then, remember it now, remember it in the future. Okay, this is what I had. I'm not sure he's going to be a franchise quarterback because I thought he was a round 2 prospect, but he's better than Eli Manning right now. And finally, the Giants have made this move. And finally, going to start moving the football consistently, being able to run the ball consistently. But their defense stinks. It is awful. And DeAndre Baker stinks. Now, it's okay because he's a rookie, right? And he's going to get better, but boy, is he gone awful right now. So because of that, I got to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game. Jameis Winston looked good last week, but he's always a threat to throw the game away. So look out for that. But I got to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game at home. Until this Giants defense gets it together, it's going to be hard to pick them to win anything. All right, next game, we have the New Orleans Saints against the Seattle Seahawks. And again, this would have been a fantastic, a great, a glorious matchup if Drew Brees was healthy, but he is not. And although I was a great fan of Teddy Bridgewater coming out of college, that was a while ago. And he hasn't done anything in this league. There's a reason why the Minnesota Vikings were not hesitant to get rid of him, to move on from him, to bench him, to never come back to him, and then to, again, get rid of him. There's a reason why he hasn't looked very impressive. There's a reason why the Saints only put up 6 points last week. Bridgewater ain't it. And for the New Orleans Saints, there's one person who makes this offense go. I mean, there's a lot of weapons, okay? There's Michael Thomas, there's Alvin Kamara. But Drew Brees makes this offense go. And that transition is one transition that you have to be afraid of. You got to go with the Seattle Seahawks to win this game. And it should be even easier than this, what I have on the screen right now. But, you know, definitely, man, I think the Saints are in big trouble without Drew Brees. And I thought they were going to be a fringe playoff team anyway. And lucky for them, no one in the NFC South is doing anything very impressive right now. I mean, maybe the Falcons turn it on. Maybe, you know, week 2 was that spark for them. And maybe the Panthers find some rhythm. Or maybe the Bucs find the rhythm. I don't know. But right now, hell, you would shock me if 9-7 won this division. It's happened before. Hell, 7-8-1 won this division in 2016, I want to say. It can happen again. All right, next game. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers going to San Francisco facing the San Francisco 49ers. And another matchup that would have been fantastic if we did not have another quarterback injury. In this case, Ben Roethlisberger out for the season. Very unfortunate. Again, I have the Steelers winning the AFC North. That is now kaput. If you had to put a gun to my head today, I say Cleveland Browns. But it's probably going to be the Browns or the Ravens. A lot of people say Ravens, and that's fine. You can say Ravens. For this game, I think the Steelers are going to stay afloat this year. Now, they got to win a game, though, because if not, the Steelers players, they're going to cave a little bit. They won't be Jacksonville Jaguar bad like they were last season when everybody gave up, but they're going to cave. Like, they're just going to say, okay, we're going 5-11. And then that's just going to be it. Instead of, I think it could be 7-9, 8-8. Honestly, I think it still could be, despite the 0-2 record. Because I think of the infrastructure that Mike Tomlin has in place, and it's a very talented team. Offensively, he definitely has his problem right now, but defensively, it's still very talented, but they're not playing up to that talent right now. And because of that, I got to go with the San Francisco 49ers to win this game. But I do think we see some more promise from Mason Rudolph, and I like to see what he has moving forward. All right, next game. We have the Houston Texans at the LA Chargers, and this is going to be a close one, a tight one. Rivers was Rivers again last week in the bad way. I mean, this is still the problem with Phillip Rivers. Like, he loses games like last week. There's a lot of miscues offensively for the LA Chargers, and this is why I don't have them being a playoff team this year, because I think we're going to see more losses like last week against Detroit. Even though I like Detroit, that's a game that they easily should have won when I watched the tape. So, can they now defeat a Houston Texans team that looks so strong on the road in New Orleans week 1? It's going to be tight, and even sitting right now, I kind of want to change my pick because I think I'm talking myself out of it. And you know what? I will. I think I'm changing my pick as I sit here and as I really think about it, the Texans are going to win this game. I was going to pick the Chargers. No, I'm flipping it. Give me the Houston Texans to win this game. I don't think the Chargers are really ready to go and roll right now. That week 1 game against the Colts, I liked it. But I think Deshaun Watson goes to LA and gets it done. And this is a Chargers team that isn't that great at home. So give me I really was going to pick the Chargers, but you know what? Give me the Texans to go to LA and win the game. Even though I don't like the Texans, I got to be honest. I think that's what's going to happen. All right, next game. We have the LA Rams at the Cleveland Browns. Intriguing to some, but not to me. The Rams are one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Even though their offense is not really prolific right now, the passing game really isn't intact. They're still winning games because of the infrastructure that Sean McVay has put in place. The guy knows how to win games at this point. His system, his culture, everything is working for this team. It's going to continue to work for this team. I don't think this is going to be too close, to be honest with you. I got the Rams winning this by, 8? I think it's going to be at least a touchdown. I don't think it's going to be very close here. The Browns do not have the culture in place right now yet to beat the LA Rams and teams of this nature, of this stature. No, not yet. I still think the Browns will be a playoff team this year. Don't get me wrong. But they're not going to win this game to me. They're, especially right now with the way their offensive line is playing, no. Aaron Donald's going to eat them up. Okay, so go ahead and give me the LA Rams to win this one. And then we have the final game, the Monday Night Football game. Ugh. We have the Chicago Bears at the Washington Redskins, and boy, Mitchell Trubisky in this offense stinks. I mean, it is bad right now in Chicago. I mean, I knew their offense would regress, but damn, they're one of the worst offenses in the league. In fact, honestly, people, I put them only above the Dolphins, obviously, and the Giants. And that's literally it. And I think they're that bad right now. I mean, they are awful right now in Chicago. I think we see an upset here. The Redskins stink, okay? Don't get me wrong. They stink. I have them going 4-12 this season for a reason. They stink. But Case Keenum's been moving that football. Adrian Peterson last week was doing a decent job. Terry McLaurin, I love Scary Terry. Ooh, that's a scary boy. And the defense has not been living up to its potential at all. Not even by a long shot. But against the Bears, like everyone else, they're going to look pretty good. So give me another foolish home underdog. Give me the Washington Redskins to win this game 19-17. I don't love it, but I want to do it. Because I don't think the Bears really respect my respect, or don't really earn or deserve my respect right now. So give me the Redskins to win this game. With that said, we finally end with my guarantees of the week. Again, people, we are 9-2-1 right now for my guarantees. This is unbelievable. I've doubled my money. I kind of want to be out. I kind of want to just pull out now. Just say this is as good as it's going to get. But man, you know I'm greedy, boy. So we got to go right back to that poker table. Let's do it. Guarantees of the week. We're starting with, yes, my Titans, who were my only loss last week. Yes, they were. But I just think they beat the Jaguars. I just think they do. I think they know they have to win this game. And real quick, let me add some space. I forgot to add some space here to separate a little bit. But I think they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, I think they know they have to. I think they know it's time. I think they get it done. Give me the Tennessee Titans minus 1.5. Ravens plus 6.5. They could upset. This is appearing to be, I mean, honestly, I'm not that high on the Ravens long term, but for right now, this is an AFC powerhouse matchup. The Ravens have been right there with the Chiefs and the Patriots in terms of their performances the first couple of weeks in the AFC. So you're giving me 6.5 points with this hot Ravens team right now. I'm eating those points, especially this is a Kansas City Chiefs defense that will have huge problems stopping Lamar Jackson and his dual threat abilities. Give me 6.5 Baltimore Ravens. Seattle Seahawks minus 4. Is it 4.5 or is it 4? Minus 4.5. Either way, I like it. Because, again, I got those Seattle Seahawks points last week. Even though I didn't pick them to beat the Steelers. I said 4 points. Give me Russell Wilson 4 points. Most of the time, I'm taking that, and I'm going to win money off that. Now they're facing a Saints team who, again, they lost like 14. Okay, they lost by 14 in LA last week. Only put up 6 points. I don't have faith in Teddy Bridgewater, man. I mean, you think I have problems with Jacoby Brissett? He's like the same level as Jacoby Brissett to me. Only reason I would take Bridgewater is just because I think he has more experience and he needs to feel a little bit better. But obviously Brissett has the bigger arm, the bigger stature, the bigger this, the bigger that. But we're like, threading needles if we're discussing those two guys. And now, like I told you, Sean Payton is going to have, a week to really, come up with a good plan for this guy and everything. But I just don't think he has much success in this league. I've never been a big Teddy Bridgewater fan in the NFL. I like the Seahawks minus 4.5. And then Pittsburgh at San Francisco over 44. Again, I think this Pittsburgh Steelers team is desperate. I think they put up points offensively. And the 49ers defense is still not good. I know they had their way with the Bengals last week. And I know they only put up 17 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But this is still not a bigger defense than San Francisco. If you've been watching the games, you've been seeing that. And we already know this. San Francisco will put up points. Okay, they put up 41 in Cincinnati, I want to say week 2. It was over 40. And they put up 31 in Tampa Bay. Now they're at home. That's another 30-point performance there coming right up for you. And then Pittsburgh, I think they put up points with Mason Rudolph, James Conner, Juju Smith-Schuster, just as they did last week facing Seattle. So go ahead and give me the over 44 there, and then give me the Rams minus 3. The Rams are going to win that game. 100%. I don't buy into the Browns right now. I told you they're going to struggle, and they're struggling mightily. Baker Mayfield is not at his 100% right now, and they beat up on the New York Jets. Who cares? With Luke Falk at the helm and the Trevor Siemian nonsense that was going on Monday night. It was a damn disaster. So go ahead and give me the Rams minus 3. Those are my guarantees of the week. So there you go. Those are my NFL Week 3 picks and predictions. What are your picks and predictions? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.